Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to join us on the webinar. My name is Kevin Salcce, and I'm the Philips Product Champion at eDist Business. Today, we'll be talking about SpeechLive, the perfect speech processing solution for any law firm. Say hello to SpeechLive. SpeechLive is the ultimate cloud-based workflow solution that allows legal professionals to create and share documentation at any time and place, wherever they need to. The beautiful thing about this solution is that it integrates with any legal professional's existing workflow and provides an in-house speech-to-text option to enhance productivity and efficiency for documentation automation. The SpeechLive user can simply record, send off to SpeechLive, and have the documentation done in a matter of minutes. SpeechLive browser-based access. SpeechLive provides a very easy-to-use interface that is secure and encrypted. The wonderful thing about this solution is that it does not require any IT at all because there's no software required. SpeechLive is browser-based, so that allows any legal professional and their firm to access their work from wherever they're at, whether they're working from home, in the office, or any other place as long as they have internet access. Now, the great thing about SpeechLive, it is Windows and Mac friendly, so you can be able to kind of play around in those platforms there. SpeechLive also provides an easy-to-use, secure voice recorder app that syncs with the user's cloud account. The mobile license is included with the SpeechLive subscription. Basically, any user, whether they have an Android, Apple device, or even a tablet, can be able to use the SpeechLive mobile app to record and send their files to SpeechLive. Really, just establishing your profile in the cloud can be done in a matter of minutes. And what is SpeechLive speech-to-text like? Speak, send, done. That's how easy SpeechLive speech-to-text is. Philips SpeechLive speech-to-text is the most affordable speech recognition option without compromising on quality. You can be able to use SpeechLive speech-to-text in 3 ways. 1, use it on your desktop apps. You can simply press record, click anywhere, let's say if you have a third-party application, and start speaking. The text will just populate right on the screen for you. The second option is use your phone. You can be able to use the SpeechLive smartphone app to convert your voice to text in real time. So while you speak, you can be able to see the automation come up automatically and then send that file over to your assistant, an option there. Lastly, simply use a portable voice recorder. You can be able to dictate with a traditional professional voice recorder, upload your files to SpeechLive, and have the transcript be done in no time. SpeechLive speech-to-text automates the typical workday in half the time for a legal professional, and with minimal or no touches that need to be done. So let's take a look at SpeechLive in live action. Let's go back here. So currently I have my SpeechLive application here on my mobile device. You guys can see my screen here with the SpeechLive app. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the SpeechLive app here. And here is a very easy to use clean interface. I can be able to see different stages of my file, whether it's drafts here. Basically, I'm working on a file but haven't sent it out to my assistant yet. Sent, just showing me here that I successfully have sent my file to my assistant. Finished, a little bit of an advanced feature here where I can be able to see when my file has been marked by finished. Actually, my file has been marked finished by my assistant. And then lastly, archive. Think of this as a library of all these finished files that it can refer back to if needed. Now, the beautiful thing about it here is that I can be able to press record, very simple. Click on the plus button here, and then you'll see 2 options here, speech to text or dictation. Now, the great thing about these options here is once I press on speech to text, it allows me to pretty much not only create a recording to send off to my assistant, but also have that documentation automation done for me right off the bat on pretty much on my smartphone there. and then send it off to my assistant. And then the other option is dictation. This is just creating a regular audio file with no speech to text being done to it. Send it off to my assistant and let them take care of the documentation on that side there. So we'll kind of take a look at two sides of it here. Let's go ahead and press on speech to text. And what you'll notice here is a very clean interface. I can be able to add a title. I can go ahead and record, have that automation being done for me right off the bat, and then send it off to my assistant. So let's go ahead and do so here. What I'm going to do is just go ahead and add a title. So I'm just going to go ahead and say the Anderson deposition. Press OK. So my title is all set. And basically from this point on, I can be able to press record and have that speech to text being done in no time. Dear John, comma, new paragraph, please prepare for the Anderson deposition by reviewing some court cases, comma, particularly 289 Northwest, 416, Minnesota 1979, comma, as well as preemption cases such as 764 Federal 2nd, 463 3rd Circuit 1999. Period, new paragraph, thanks, comma, new line, Kevin. So, as you can see in the screen here, I am pretty much all done with my speech to text here. So I have the ability to, let's say we missed pretty much Dear John there. I can be able to click on it here, go ahead and type in Dear, finish that up. And everything else is all said and done. So from this point on, I feel like I'm pretty confident to send it off to my assistant. Let's go ahead, press on that check mark. And from this point on, all I need to do is finish it. Automatically, my assistant is getting that file there. So what you'll see in a matter of seconds is pretty much everything from that file is transferred over to that sent column, just showing us, hey, confirmation that I've sent that file over to my assistant. Everything is good to go within SpeechLive. Let's go ahead and just really quickly take a look at the dictation side of things. So we're not doing any speech to text. We're just going to go ahead and do a regular audio file. We can be able to do so there. And what I'm going to do here, let's just name it SpeechLive, just to show you guys in live time what that looks like. It looks a little bit different here, but basically what I can do from this point on, press record. Thanks for joining this webinar today to see SpeechLive in live action. As you can see, SpeechLive is mobile, efficient, and also provides flexibility for your workflow solution. Have a great rest of your day. Once I go ahead and finish that file, I can pretty much either play it, rewind it, fast forward, or even overwrite it. What I'm going to do here, press on the check mark below, send it to my transcriptionist, and that file is also sent to SpeechLive to my assistant as well. So everything is all set there. You can see in the sent column here, two files, one for a regular audio file that I sent to my assistant, two, which is that Anderson deposition that has some speech to text being done to it too as well. So let's go ahead and kind of minimize that and take a look at what the assistant's looking on their side. Perfect. So as you can see here, just refreshing here, I have two files. One that has the speech to text being done to it. So what you see here is a nice little paper clip, and we'll take a look at the documentation in real time. And then also too is this is just the regular audio file that I have here titled SpeechLive. So I can be able to take a look at both. Very simple. I can be able to listen to this audio file very quickly. Press on the play button. And an automatic player pops up. So I can be able to pretty much press play, rewind, fast forward. I have all these default keys I can play around with here. The beautiful thing about this solution too as well, I can be able to use my Phillips foot pedal, plug it in, plug and play there, and then I can use those pedals there to rewind, fast forward, play without me kind of doing the manual process to do so there for stopping. From this point on too, I can be able to use that playback speed, so customize how slow or how fast I can be able to listen to that audio. That volume key here, and then also have particular settings if needed to. The left side is the most important piece for Assistant here, basically being able to finish a particular file or suspend it. And what we mean by that is pretty much if I finish this file here and I say OK, it just marks the file as finished, done, ready to go. This gives the ability for not only the legal assistant to see that the file is finished, but also too, pretty much on the author side of things. So if I pull this back up, I can be able to see that Anderson deposition being marked as finished on my SpeechLive application as well. So it gives two sides where it can get updated in real time. Beautiful thing about it too as well here is I can look at that transcript. So if I go ahead, click on that Anderson deposition, I say, hey, let's go ahead and take a look at that speech attacks. Click on that there, downloads it off of SpeechLive, and take a look at that there. All that automation being done for me right off the spot. I don't have to do any proper edits. As a legal assistant, and the beautiful thing about this technology is that SpeechLive speech attacks really just automates that documentation as fast as possible with no to little edits needed to be done. So I'm going to minimize that there. Now, the great beneficial feature for an assistant is I can also mark files to speech attacks as well. So let's take a look at that SpeechLive pretty much audio file. I have the ability to click on the file and send it to speech attacks. Once I do so, it gets queued for speech attacks. Give that a second there. And then once I refresh here, that documentation's already done. So I can be able to download that transcript too as well. Populate that. And what you'll notice in real time is pretty much the other audio file that is sent it to speech attacks, and that documentation is finished and ready to go. Really just shows here the flexibility, mobility, not only using SpeechLive over the web, browser-based, but also using that speech to text in real time in a matter of minutes. So I have everything done pretty much right off the spot here. If I have multiple authors assigned to me, I can be able to filter through those authors here and also take a look at what needs to be done, what I currently have pretty much stopped at a certain point, and what I also have marked as finished. Now, the great thing about SpeechLive is you can be able to take a look at your licenses. So you can be able to look at a central administration of licenses and also pretty much look at those users from a broader spectrum. And what I mean by that is that an IT admin within SpeechLive can be assigned as an office manager. They will have the capability to click on this workflow tab and take a look at all their users on the SpeechLive account. Now, as an IT admin within a law firm, this is a beautiful technology because now I don't have to be worrying about what my licenses, where they're at, where they need to renew, and things of that nature. I can be able to take a look at everything from a wider spectrum, click on Caroline, let's say she forgot her password, edit the user, or even delete a user. Let's say a lawyer has pretty much left the firm. You want to advocate that other license to a new person coming into that firm. You can be able to do so. Simply just press delete, add a new user, and within minutes, you're set up in the cloud. Great thing about it here is that you can be able to take a look at all your authors, which are in green, all your typists, which are in yellow. So I can see everybody pretty much on the SpeechLive account. Now, within the settings of your office manager role, I can be able to configure workflow relationships. Now, this is a beautiful technology on the fly. The reason why is that within SpeechLive, as an office manager, I can say, you know what? I want to go ahead and have Caroline sent to myself as an assistant. Let's go have the gal send over to me as well, and Jackie as well, pretty much on there. Once I go ahead and set those workflow relationships, I press save and everything's all set. Really just shows here that you can customize it as best as possible for your workflow or minimize it or just make it basic for yourself on here. Once I go back and log in as pretty much a legal assistant here, I had 2 files before. Now I have multiple files because all these people from the SpeechLive account pretty much had sent it over to myself as the assistant. So I can filter through Caroline, myself, the gal, Jackie. Really just shows the flexibility piece here, whether you want it in a complex environment, simple as possible, really just works off of you and what you want to customize within your workflow. Also, another quick point here is that this pretty much workflow solution is also pretty much compatible in remote session environments. So pretty much if you want to be able to kind of remote in RDP-wise or Citrix, this is compatible as well. So what I'm going to go ahead is kind of just really shade off on the demonstration here, get back into the kind of the slides here, really talk a little bit more in depth about SpeechLive speech attacks. Speech recognition works natively with SpeechLive, as we can see here, pretty much on that demonstration there, but also works perfectly with other solutions in the Philips dictation portfolio. This really just includes our standard installed software, which is Philips SpeechExec Pro, so our very basic software there. Our on-prem solution, which is SpeechExec Enterprise, and basically that fits the need for a complex user environment. And really just kind of shows in a wide spectrum here different flavors of solutions that you can kind of choose from for the user and their needs. And as a Philips dictation partner, you have access to all these different flavors of dictation solutions in the Philips portfolio and more. Philips desktop and mobile dictation. Philips dictation offers the #1 input device in the professional dictation industry today. Philips dictation hardware works natively in any workflow software and speech recognition out in the market. Being a Philips dictation partner offers you to have access to not only the hardware, but also to the software side, which we kind of took a look at in the last slide. Really just kind of talking about two devices here. One, which is on our left, is our wonderful SMP 4000. That is our SpeechMic Premium Air. This absolute device is a juggernaut compared to pretty much other devices because it gives the capability for front-end dictation. If I have notes that I'm pretty much working on or looking at pretty much on my desk, I want to go ahead and dictate within my computer there, have the speech to text automation being done as quickly as possible. This fits the bill here for this device. Wireless, not constrained to a wire, SMP 4000 is your best friend there. On the right is more of the mobile dictation, which is your DPM 8000. That provides the capability to be out and about, record with professional audio quality, and also secure, encrypted as well. You can be able to record pretty much anywhere at any time, come back to the office, dock that recorder as well. Or even use our SpeechLive mobile application, which we kind of saw a little bit before in the demonstration. So this really here just kind of talks about the capability of using a lot of pretty much options in that tool belt to dictate, send away, or pretty much if I wanted to do something really right off the bat for any of my documentation records. We are your partner in success. eDist Distribution is really your partner in success here. We are really excited for you to take the next steps and join the speech processing partner community. As a Philips dictation partner, you will enjoy the increased profits that will grow your business even further and a happy customer base with the ease of speech recognition making their lives easier in every aspect of the way. We as eDist Distribution supports you in every aspect, whether it's training, marketing, technical support, and a world-class sales team. I'm more than welcome to get the process started for you. So if you wanted to reach out, you have my information on this slide here. I'm more than welcome to take a look pretty much at in-depth meetings with yourself there, just to really see what you guys offer and where we can be a partner in success with you, especially in the Philips dictation side of things. And that really just ends our webinar today. I just wanted to thank every one of you for joining this webinar. And pretty much at this moment, we can start fielding some questions that you may have. So yeah, just go ahead, ask away. I'm more than welcome to pretty much answer your questions about the webinar, which you saw today.
Awesome. Thanks, Kevin. I do have some questions here. You can hear me, right? Just want to make sure.
Yep.
Excellent. Okay. So yeah, there's a few here. So you said IT can be the office admin. Would we get access at no charge, or do we have to sign up to get access?
Yeah, that's a great question. So you can pretty much leverage that license at no charge. We set you up as an office manager, and basically from that point on, you'll have the capability to take a look at everyone within that SpeechLive account, configure workflows, pretty much edit users, reset passwords, and much more. So in a nutshell, you don't have to pay for that license at all.
Nope, perfect answer. I'm sure that's exactly what they were hoping to hear. Okay, is it possible to reassign a license for the speech recognition to a new user? I'm thinking because they saw what you did there for author and typist, but with the speech recognition part that is an add-on, would that be able to be transferred as well?
That's another great question. Yeah, you can definitely transfer it on the fly. The beautiful thing about it, within your office manager role in SpeechLive, you can be able to log in, click on the workflow, see your users, and actually, if you click on a particular user, you can be able to see a check mark, or if you have set the check mark for the SpeechLive speech to text for that user. If you want to kind of transfer that over to a new user, you would just simply uncheck it, pretty much assign it to another person, and they can leverage that speech to text on there.
Automation is king. Good stuff. Okay, they're coming in here. A couple more. If we wanted to have transcribed files sent to an email, is that possible?
Great question. Yeah, you can definitely do that for sure. After the automation is done within a particular file in SpeechLive, the great thing is that after everything is done, you can be able to pretty much download that attachment off of SpeechLive. The document file is already there, and what you can just simply do is drag and drop it within your email that you want to send it off to, and then everything is all sent. So that's a great question. You can definitely do that. SpeechLive really just works off of you and what you need there.
Excellent. All right, I'm going to try to find one here that's not such a good answer. Are the dictation files stored, and for how long? It's a great question. I like that.
Yeah, it's a very good question. We got some good questions here. Yeah, definitely, it definitely is stored. Beautiful thing about it is that actually a couple things. We can set it within the SpeechLive account basically for the users. Basically, let's say the legal assistant marks a file as finished. SpeechLive will automatically archive those files for you after a certain amount of time. So we can set it for 24 pretty much hours or less. We can definitely do that there. And then on top of it too is the storage on those files can last to up to a year. So that's the beautiful thing about it, is that you can leverage those files as best as possible. After that year, hey, it's a new year, right? We're cleaning out those files, working on new ones. So you can kind of leverage as much as storage as possible on those files.
Okay, excellent. Are there free trials available for SpeechLive, and is the speech recognition compatible with Mac? Kind of a two-part question there.
Yeah, there's definitely free SpeechLive trials that we can offer for the end users there. Great thing about it is that it's a 14-day free trial for the users. So anyone on that account, up to 10 users, can be able to test out SpeechLive. So great thing about it there is that they can not only leverage the SpeechLive use of it, but also test out the speech recognition minutes. So each one of those users can be able to test everything out, from using it from the mobile app, using it on the browser-based access, and also the speech rec there too as well. So pretty much on that part, I would say it's really, really up to you guys on pretty much what you want to do for the SpeechLive trial, and it kind of works off of you and on where you want to go.
Okay. Just a couple more here. It's hard to read them. What are the software and hardware requirements to run SpeechLive?
Great question. So software requirements, there is really none at all. This is browser-based, right? So there is no really requirements on that part. Preferred pretty much requirements, I would say, for any browser would be Chrome. Chrome would be your best there, but we also play well with others there. So definitely that is pretty much the compatibility on that part. Hardware, I would definitely say there is no hardware restrictions there. Philips, and there's also another brand out there called Olympus. You can be able to use those dictation devices with SpeechLive. So if I dictate, send it off, I won't have any issues on that part there.
Okay, good answer. One more. What is required to become a reseller for Philips SpeechLive? Do you offer professional services that can assist to get us going as well? So yeah, what's involved in the onboarding process to become a Philips SpeechLive reseller?
Very simple. Basically, pretty much, and I would love to talk to you even further on that part there, whoever asked that question. So pretty much what we'll do is get you all set up on the documentation. There's a couple pretty much DocuSigns we just need you to sign for basically being certified. We'll provide the training for you too as well. We also have a professional services team out in our Austin branch here, and basically they can be able to guide every step of the way for not only your users, but any technical support that you need pretty much on the SpeechLive there.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, there's a couple more, but I do want to be cognitive of everyone's time here. We are at that mark. If I didn't get to your question, there will be a follow-up communication sent. Kevin, I know we'll be quick to get to any of those, and would love to talk to everyone on a one-to-one basis. So I do appreciate the questions. Sorry if I couldn't get to all of them. I wasn't expecting so many there. I'll pass it back to you to finish up, Kevin.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, if you have any other further questions, more than welcome to pretty much kind of answer that off the call here. Really just wanted to say great questions. Thank you for everyone joining us on this call today. I would love for any one of you that if you have any further questions, we'll set up a one-on-one time for each one of us here and kind of definitely answer any questions that you have on that part. But thank you all for joining on this webinar today, and I hope all of you have a great rest of your week.